Hello, everyone. Welcome back. As you see here, it's version 121.0, and everything has been updated. See, we went through and got all of our various mods that we have using here on the single player have all been updated, as you see here. And that was one of the most difficult parts of the update was going through and getting all that done because everything else was taken care of. Um, we did, as you see, we've got Narlo's Hermit Valley, the Skeps. That was the last time. It was built in 120.4, as you see. And I am using good practice honed through years and years of upgrading Minecraft and modding Minecraft, and that I am got a copy of the backup here, and I have a copy of the backup updated to the cloud as well. So we make sure that nothing's going to go wrong. Now, this is obviously being done in VoiceOver after the fact, as you see by the fact that I've taken a screenshot of the message that's coming up. You'll get this message after you've updated. If you're using a pre-existing save, this is the message that'll come up. It's an error message, but it's not that bad. It's just telling you that a story element can't be put in if you've explored practically anything in your area, because it wants to put this treasure hunter close to spawn so that you can find it. And if you've explored any area around, it's not able to find a place where nothing has been changed. This is the message that you're going to get. And it says error. Map chunk in area of story location treasure hunter contains player edits. Cannot automatically add it to the world. It doesn't even have to be a player edit. It's just if it is any different than what the vanilla spawn and seed would produce. If you had walked across something and caused a landslide, if you had dug a small hole, to get a block of wood, if you cut down to get a block of dirt, if you would cut down a tree, you're going to get this error, but it's had a edit. And as it says, you can add it manually running /wgen story set pause treasure hunter at a location that seems suitable for you. And that is exactly what we're going to show you how we do here in just a moment. Now let's get it running again. And as the game starts up, we get the next error message that pops up and tells you what you need to do to get things going. And as you see here, I do have the time paused. I all these edits and everything, and over on the multiplayer server as well, over on temporary placeholder, I always pause the time. There's no point in having it just continue running. As it says, with this update, the game automatically attempted to add the new story chapters to your world. Unfortunately, this process failed because at least one of the locations that should have been generated was blocked by a player built structure. As I said, that can be as simple as just a hole in the ground. Anything that you have changed, it considers a player built structure and it doesn't want to erase it. If you want to experience the full story, you would need to manually designate a suitable location for the missing ones to spawn. Preparation. Switch to creative mode using /game mode creative. Already done that. You can also use GM2 will put you into that. Enable no clip and fly mode by pressing F3 multiple times. Didn't do that. You're already in fly mode and creative, and I didn't really need to go through no clip. Two, choose an area that meets these criteria. Appropriate travel distance as you wish. Free from player built structures within a specific range. To check the required range for a story location, use a command like wgen story set pause location name open bracket close bracket. Replace the local location name with the name of the location you want to add from the list at the very end of this dialog. This command will test your current location, returning the required clearance distance for the story location. And it does require quite a bit of different distance. I'm not sure why, but it did require, I think, about 7 chunks radius around it. Verify that the required space, as determined by the command, does not overlap with any player-built structures. Now position your player where the center of the new story location will be. This area will then be replaced and regenerated with the story structure and terrain. 3. Set the story location. Use the following command to save the chosen location to your current position. Same one as before, wgen story, set pause, location name, S, open bracket, close bracket, true. We added a true this time. Note this command saves the location but does not regenerate chunks immediately. 4. Regenerate new chunks. Based on the output of the previous command, you'll be told how far to delete the existing chunks. Run a command like /wgen deal r, delete radius 1, to delete the specified chunks and allow for regeneration. Note one chunk is by default 32 blocks. I think it tells us, we'll see in a second, 230 something chunks or blocks or something. Like I said, it comes up to roughly 6.5, so 7 chunks. You can then open this dialog at any time using /wgen story list missing. And then down at the bottom, it shows missing story locations, treasure hunter. So the treasure hunter is the only one that is missing from the update going into this particular 1.21. And it's not truly missing. Any, I think, of the treasure hunters would continue to give you the quest to go and find the Resonance Archive, but it does add a nice new location, so we definitely want to add it into the game. So as you see, whenever you close the previous dialog, the next one pops up saying Update Required. This save game was created with an older version of the game. To restore some of the blocks, a remapping and world reload is required. This process may take a minute or two. And as you see by the missing texture blocks here, the big part that needs to be remapped is these clay. These are the clay molds that I made. And since 1.21 brings in multicolored clays now, the existing ones you have in the game have to be remapped to new textures and probably new names for that matter. So we will do that. It says create a backup before applying, requires plenty of free disk space. We've already got our backups done, so we will not have to do one in this. So we tell it, yes, go ahead and begin remapping. And that quickly, because once again, we are just beginners and we haven't done all that much, it has remapped everything and it is ready to go. It says you may now restart your game server. So we are going to save and leave the world. And when we start it back up here, everything should be brought back in to the game as a updated texture. We have logged back in, and there you see all our clay parts are back again. They're no longer boxes with question marks on them. Looking around, yep, it looks like everything has been replaced. We'll check there's our Crocs. We'll check into the boxes to make sure everything's going okay there. It looks like everything is the same outside. All right, nothing terrible has happened. So it looks as if, at least for the moment, everything has made it through the update okay. So next up on the agenda is change land cover to 0.975. That is a new setting that is set for the world in vanilla now. That is what comes up, the new vanilla setting with the new oceans and everything. So we're going to set that via a command. Then we're going to go in here. Can you believe that only 4 minutes has passed in game? I've spent a couple of hours, part of that being research, of course, but a couple of hours um, updating, but only 4 minutes actually being in the game here. So we're going to go to customize, make sure that result came in. We need to go to world generation, take a look there, and we are looking at land cover, and it's the second one, and as you see, 97.5%. So that should give us enough to get our ocean set in. And there's land cover and upheaval. You can't change any landform scale. You can't change any of that stuff after generation. So, all right. So back to it. This is the point where I realized that it is still 10 o'clock at night. I was wanting to go out there and check on what the new trader outpost, what the new thing that I've generated in, why it needed so much space out there. But I realized it's 10 o'clock at night. There is absolutely no point whatsoever in trying to wander around outside in all the darkness. So what I decided to do is I realized that I also need to work on, it is the 7th of June. It's going to be July in just a couple of days. So it's time to sit and think about food storage. So at this point, since we're actually playing the game again, we turn time back on and realize that we've got a tiny, tiny area here. Things are getting a little cramped. It's getting a little cramped. And whenever I have to move old molds to put down and form a new mold, let's start working on a storage vessel. Another thing on the agenda whenever I get back in and actually get playing is to make this cellar area bigger here. It can be up to 9 by 9, so we definitely need to see about expanding our room here while we still spend our time living in it. And just finishing up, one of the nice things about using the larger things is that it does not waste clay. Anything that it tries to put down over top of something that's already there, it does not spend a voxel of clay. Boom! And there's our clay storage vessel. So we're going to get that firing up. Put our clay back in there. Can't believe it did not take an entire stack, so that was nice. Took half of one, though. And I was very happy for the repeat previous level command on the clay forming because I used that a number of times. All right, while it is still night, we are going to sit and pan away through the night and wait for daytime to come around and see what all we can get out of here. All right, a productive night's panning. It is 4 o'clock. We should be able to, daylight should be coming close. I realize I can't lay a block down whenever there's grass there. I've really got to actually turn this thing, not only widen it, but put a real floor in here too to fix the problem I have with that real ceiling. Let's see what we have. As you see, we've gotten a few more. There is another nugget of copper. We've got enough for two ingots of copper and an ingot of tin already. So we're coming along fine. The copper and flint spearheads, we actually may be able to arm ourselves up a little bit. Another thing that has occurred to me, and something I've said that I was going to be doing for a while, we'll take the fat out of here, is I keep telling myself I need to make an oil lamp because I keep getting tired of either wandering around in the dark and with my torch put aside, or of forgetting to take it out and extinguishing it whenever I have to get in water. So now we're going to have a light. It's not a great light, but it is a light that will allow us to swim in water and out in the rain and everything else and not have to worry about it being extinguished all the time. So yay, real light for a change. Okay. Now, let's get this sucker cooking, because the sooner we can get it cooking, the better. And it is daylight of a sort. Almost 5 in the morning, still foggy. It's amazing whenever I sit and I think about over there on the temporary placeholder server. You know, we've been through a winter already. And in the depths of winter, it doesn't even start getting light until about 8 o'clock in the morning. It's amazing how much time you lose. All right, we've still got, I think that's our prospecting pick down there in that other one. It looks like it's fully fired now. I'm not going to have enough materials, I don't think. Definitely not going to have enough grass to cover this up. But we'll put down what we can. As soon as it'll actually give me the prompt to do it. Yep. Okay, so that's where I learned you got to have, it won't put it one grass at a time. It does it in bunches. So, time to start our collecting again. Never have too much grass, never have too many sticks. I don't really notice when I'm playing. It's only when I'm recording these voiceovers that I realize just how noisy the rain is. It is amazing. I said I don't really notice it. It's kind of a white noise in the back of my head whenever it's going on. And we've forgotten peat. Let's go get some. I just saw a fox running this way as I was coming out, so looking over that and reminding myself that along with expanding the place, I need to finish these fences. I need to finish the fences around the vegetable garden here. I need to put some fences around the skeps up there. And I need to remember to grab the torch so I don't have to come back again like I forgot the peat. It'd be nice. I got to get down into some of these ruins and some of these caves and see if I can't find myself a torch holder. It'd be nice to have a torch holder out here so I could always have a torch next to my pits. Light her up, get her going, and happy. So that will burn for a while, and then we will have our first storage vessel ready to go, and we can start putting stuff away and really preserving it for a while. Yep, prospecting pick mold. Very good. That's going to help out whenever we get the copper stuff ready to go. It won't help for higher levels, but whenever we get a copper one, it'll be good. Now, let's take a look at where we need to go to find the new locations. And we have stop time again because we are doing basically world editing and all. I did turn fly mode and no clip on. Although being into, I don't know, no, I didn't set it into creative. Yes, I did, grade mode creative. So we didn't have to turn fly mode back on. But you see, I'm trying to find an area that will have enough space that we can delete the chunks around it. As I said, I believe it's between 6.5 and 7 chunks that this particular area is going to require. We want to make sure we don't erase any of the areas we've been. We don't want to erase the bees. We don't want to erase the other, I think it was a treasure hunter trader who was over here on the side either. And while I'm flying around, I'm also going to make sure I'm not going to delete and erase any, looked almost like a pro pick there, the shape of the cave. Don't want to erase any interesting ruins, don't want to erase any interesting cave areas, so finding a good spot on the map was going to be a little bit difficult. Now we're going to use the command WorldGen Story set pause treasure hunter, and I think it's S open bracket close bracket. There we go. It says we need 320 blocks in every direction. So that is quite a impressive chunk there that it's going to require to be erased. So we'll look on the map and we're going to measure out, look at our coordinates and measure out 320 in each direction and make sure it doesn't overlap anything that we've already pinned to. And this one particular section, I think we're too close to the stuff off to the west. So we may have to move up and explore up in the other direction. And I go looking, well, maybe off to the west. But no, I like it out this way so we're not having to cross any bodies of water. So let's go a little bit further north and see what we can find up that way. A fairly promising area, but this is why we fly out to check it. There's a trader there that we hadn't explored before. We need to also make sure that I come out this way and check out that trader now, because I didn't remember he was there until we did this. So we're going to try a little bit further out to the west and maybe a little south, because it is a little bit of a walk to get out here. So once again, sitting and examining, stretching out how far things go on the coordinates, making sure that 320 blocks isn't going to overlap anything that I'm not wanting to get reset and erased. And hopefully right up there will be a good spot now. We found a promising looking area here. Scout it out. Get close, a little closer to the marker we put to figure it out. Yep. Doesn't look too bad. Not too much stuff around in the area that we might miss if we regenerate it. And it's a nice distance from anything that we might be wanting to preserve. It's not near our bees. It's not near the other trader over there. So I think we're going to be okay. So now it's time to try and remember what the command was that we need to type in to figure this out. And I did take a little break here. I had to tab out, find it again, the story set pause treasure hunter. And do the brackets, and it's this time we put true on the end. Okay, story structure location moved to this position. Regenerate chunks at the location, something other. Should make it appear now. So now we do WorldGen, WGen, delete R, del R, come on, delete radius. There it is. Okay, story structure location moved, deleted 21 by 21 columns. And if it wasn't raining, you'd see the cliff sides there and all the caves underneath where everything got erased. And you can just barely see it, 10 chunks away from us in every direction. So there you go. We're going to travel back home. And in the next episode, we're going to travel out here and see what we have done.